PM magazine, we'll meet a deep trance psychic whose conversations with the other side have changed his life and others. That's coming up next. Hi, I'm Jim Finnerty. Welcome to PM Magazine. We've something very unusual to share with you tonight, a deep trance psychic whose world includes conversations with 12 persons long dead from this earth. His name is Bill LePar, and his unusual story began 8 years ago with an accidental trance that changed his life. Tonight, we'll share the entire story with you. Bill LePar is a machinist by trade and a Roman Catholic by religion. If you met him on the street, he would appear almost like anyone else, perhaps a friend or a neighbor. But Bill LePar is not just like anyone else. Why? Let us show you.
Look at your world. Look at your world. The hate, the violence. Is this what man offers in return to his God?
The voice is that of Bill LePar, but the words, according to LePar, come from a group called the Council, whose 12 members dwell in the realm of the spirit world. Bill LePar is what's known as a deep trance psychic. Immersing himself into a hypnotic-like state, he becomes a medium for messages from the other side.
The trance manifestation started about, probably 8 years ago, 7, 8 years ago. So I had just gotten a tape recorder, and I was going to record a letter to a high school friend of mine. And I went out on the front porch, plugged in the tape recorder, and the next thing I knew, I woke up.
When you played the tape back, what was on the tape?
I didn't understand a word over my head. Plus, the whole sound was different. You know, I could tell it was my voice, but there was a different quality in it.
On the tape, when you played it back, was it couched in a religious vein, similar to what you're talking about today?
It was more in a broader sense, and I hadn't been accustomed to that kind of thinking. You know, I thought in terms of my own religion, and to hear something like that, it was kind of frightening to me.
Bill's experience with the psychic actually began several years earlier, a sense of ESP, a sense which at the time disturbed Bill and his wife Nancy. Their lifestyle, he a machinist and she a nurse, was geared to traditional religious beliefs in their faith as Roman Catholics. But after the trances began, Bill sought advice from his parish priest, who saw nothing wrong with the fundamental Christian beliefs expressed through this mysterious council. Today, far from the accidental trances, Bill will induce them. Wearing comfortable clothes and removing all metal from his body, he will pray and meditate. What's it like before you go into the trance?
If it's a normal day or a normal time to prepare, I get up fairly early in the morning, and I spend a day as quiet as possible.
It can take anywhere from 40 minutes to an hour to achieve the deep trance, a state both mentally and physically demanding. Bill's body will convulse in hyperventilation, and then contact is made with the council.
Why have you chosen this particular time to speak to us?
How long on this way? Where will it end? The council, very simply, are 12 evolved souls that are trying to help mankind. I think what it boils down to is that it's my way of manifesting my psychic ability. Where some people will use one avenue, I use this avenue.
Does the council communicate through anybody else?
They say no. And I accept what they say.
Bill's trances have become the focal point for a group calling itself the Sons of Light. It's essentially a fundamental Christian group. asking questions of the council on topics from life after death to the concepts of Atlantis. They transcribe all of the trance sessions, creating a body of psychic literature which now totals thousands of pages.
What everybody sees first is the psychic aspect of what's happening, but I think what's most important, is the spiritual aspect. And
It's not way out in your estimation.
no further out than Christianity. And then Christ dying on the cross to save people from their sins.
Were you ever skeptical about what kind of revelations he was making?
For over 2 years. I refrained from writing an article about him because I was so skeptical. And the more I saw him and talked with him, I found out he welcomed a skeptic because it brought on more from the council.
Proof.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yes, I was very skeptical at first. I just couldn't conceive it.
And now?
Oh, I believe it. I believe it.
In addition to the group members, Kent State University psychology professor Dr. James Connor has attended each of the trance sessions for the past 3 years as part of his research into parapsychology. Some people might think this is all a hoax.
In all of the time that I've worked with Bill, there has never been anything I've observed that would come close to anything like a hoax or misrepresentation or any attempt on his part to fool anybody with anything.
There isn't, I say this and I believe it 100%, there isn't a person on the face of the earth that isn't a psychic. How many mothers in this world have sensed when their children have been in trouble or in danger and have reacted to that and helped their children just in the nick of time? What is it? You know, it's a hunch. It's a psychic impression that somehow the soul picked up and relayed through the consciousness. Always keep in the forefront of your mind the commandment of Christ, that you are to love one another. In God's existence, all things are united. Nothing is separated. When one soul grows, all souls grow.
Just over an hour into the trance, the council closes its communication. Bill will remember nothing and awake to find his wife at his side. Why you? Why Bill LePar?
Who knows? It's probably the only thing I can do, to be very, very honest with you. Everybody contributes to life, and they do it with whatever they have. This is all I have, really.